Welcome back to Gore Next Door with Lola Graves.
And Vincent Giallo.
How you guys doing? Everybody's good?
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you doing, Jeremy, in the back there? How are the sound levels? Good? Beautiful.
Excellent. All right.
Thanks, Laura, too. We appreciate all the stuff you're doing in the back there for us.
So what's been going on?
Well, not much. I've been watching stuff on Tubi this week.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear about it?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, kind of hit or miss, like a lot of the stuff. I mean, I really like that show. Like, I have Shudder.
Same.
But I find I watch way more stuff on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is, if it's just like some of the stuff comes out and it's like sometimes I don't want to watch something with subtitles and these foreign films, which I normally like. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, same.
But I also find, I don't know, I find a lot of weird, obscure stuff on Tubi that I don't see anywhere else. I'm like, oh, this sounds crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to check it out. So I do, but like I've had my Shudder subscription for probably 4 years, and but I do find I watch a lot more stuff on there.
Yeah.
You too, or
it kind of depends. Like, I've got a lot of streaming services, but Tubi's pretty awesome. It's got lots of good stuff. I do find that I watch Shudder stuff less, but they have some really good quality stuff on there.
Yeah,
and just really different stuff. I can only watch subtitle stuff sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling, and much as I love subtitle stuff, I kind of have to forego it. So definitely Tubi's got a ton of things that are not subtitled and that are just so obscure.
Yeah.
Like, have you watched anything interesting on Tubi lately?
Well, let me just say this too. Like, Shudder, and I love stuff with subtitles, but they seem to be like really hitting hard a lot of the foreign stuff, and I think that's great that they're doing it. But yeah, sometimes you just want to throw on some kind of meaningless, crazy thing, and
if you want to doom scroll while you're watching,
right?
Yeah,
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah. So lately, I mean, I guess this past week I watched. Did you see 13 Fanboy?
No, what's that?
It's directed by Deborah Voorhees, 2021. It's about this guy.
Deborah Voorhees?
Yeah, I know. Like,
for reals?
Yeah, Deborah Voorhees, and it is
okay.
Check it out.
All right,
but it's got Corey Feldman in it, Dee Wallace, Kane Hodder.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So it's
Star Spangled Movie.
Yeah, but it's about this guy who's a fan of the Friday series, Friday 13th series, and he decided,
which had Corey Feldman in it.
Yeah, and so and Kane Hodder and Dee Wallace and stuff. So he's going around trying to kill these, previous stars from the original movies.
Right.
Was it good? I mean, it's fun seeing those guys in these movies.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, it was okay. So I mean, I've watched that. I won't go into too much detail, but it was worth maybe checking out if you're 80s slasher fan.
Cool.
And then I watched Weenie Roast Massacre from 2007, which I've already forgotten what's about.
That memorable. Okay.
It was kind of like a low budget kind of thing, kind of not shot on video, but had that kind of vibe.
Okay.
And I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've kind of already forgotten what it is, but an obscure title and kind of weird. I'm like, I'll just give it a chance. But I ended up watching the whole thing. Then I watched Iced from 1989.
Oh, I got to check that out.
Yeah. Because now the print that they use on Tubi is the original VHS thing. I think there was even some tracking stuff in the digital version. So I was like, okay. But I should have brought my VHS. But it's an okay movie, but Vinegar Syndrome's releasing it, or just came out on 4K or Blu-ray 4K. And I was kind of wanting to see if I really wanted to pick it up, because I have like pretty much all the 80s slashers on.
Yeah, you're a big physical media guy. Hey?
Yeah. And that was one that was just kind of, I was waiting for. So I was so happy to hear about it. And I'm like, but just something about it. So I better rewatch it. Yeah, I think I'll skip it. I love Vinegar Syndrome and support them and stuff, but I'll probably skip it. But no, it's okay. It's like an hour and a half movie, but the first hour and 10, hour and 10. There's not a lot happening. A lot of dialogue. It's pretty tough.
How long is it? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah, an hour and a half. So it's like the last 20 minutes or so is kind of ramps up with the kills.
Yeah. Okay.
There's some kills early on and then kind of nothing. And so maybe not as great in that way, but just interesting because it takes place in a winter and at like this resort, thing, and kind of a cool story, and the killer's wearing like this ski mask with like cracked goggles so he can see through, what he's doing and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was okay. And then I got a couple more. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit me.
Then I watched Smash Cut from 2009.
What was that?
You know Herschel Gordon Lewis, who did like maybe the original horror film Blood Feast back in like 1967 or something. Gore Girls.
I wasn't born then.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, neither was I. But yeah, Blood Feast was kind of like the first gore picture, I'd say. Like, and then so he was like the guy that directed that. But anyway, he's in this, and it's kind of hosted by him, and he's kind of makes an appearance at the beginning and the end. Also has Sasha Grey in it. You know her? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where do you
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I literally don't know why.
Really? Well, she's a porn star, ex-porn star.
Oh, so I know her name.
That's probably how you know her.
Probably not, but
you kind of look like her.
Shut up.
I don't know. It's hard to sort of tell, but I mean, I don't know. It's just
hard to tell with clothes on.
Yeah, exactly. And then David Hess from Last House on the Left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The creepy kind of greasy guy. So he's the main character in this. And then our friend Michael Berryman from Hills Have Eyes, the original.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's again all these kind of cool stars, but it is kind of really quirky and weird. Some cool effects like no CGI, like practical effects.
Practical effects.
Yeah, really good.
Cool. Yeah.
But kind of strange, which I like. But it kind of maybe didn't end quite the way I thought it was going to end, but it was all right. And then I'm watching Dead Body right now from 2017, which kind of like not like a 10 Little Indians kind of thing, but kind of like that sort of an idea where these kids all get together in this at this cabin, and they decide they're going to play a game called Dead Body, which I remember playing similar variations of that as a kid.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, except for we actually killed somebody. No, but it's kind of like a thing where you turn off the lights and everybody goes and hides, and then one of the persons who's drawing a thing out of the hat is like the killer.
Okay.
And so but it turns out people started actually dying.
Okay.
I haven't finished it, but yeah, kind of interesting. I was like, oh, this sounded kind of cool, and it's actually developing kind of the way I was hoping it would. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of been my week this week. I mean, kind of all over the map.
That's all right. Are all those on Tubi?
Those were actually all on Tubi. Yeah, I can't remember. Was Iced might have been on Shudder. Anybody? Let us know. I think it was Tubi though, was it?
I know I've seen it recently on some streaming platform. Yeah. I can't remember if it was Shudder or Tubi. Yeah. It was one of the two though. Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I think most of them are on Tubi, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
That's cool.
Cool. Yeah. What about you? Anything good?
I don't know if it's anything good.
Okay.
I don't know. I watched. What have I watched? I watched the remake of The Crow.
Oh, how is that? See, I want to see that.
Well, okay. So for starters, I love Bill Skarsgård.
Yes.
Love Bill Skarsgård. This movie should not be in the Crow universe. Like, it's not a Crow movie at all. The story is very different. It's not. I was kind of expecting it to be similar to the original Crow. Yeah. Like, dude's not even in a band or anything. Like, no Hangman's Noose or anything like that. No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not what I expected, because it's not anything like the original Crow.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, I did not really like it, which is a lot for me to say that I didn't like Bill Skarsgård or something, because I could just watch him for days. Right?
Sure, yeah.
But no, it wasn't. It was. I'm disappointed they called it The Crow. It might have gotten a little bit different reaction from people if it was just a movie, right? That happened to have him in it.
Yeah,
and was like the characters were the same names. There wasn't the little girl that he befriended or anything like that. It was, it was very different, very, very different. So I was kind of disappointed in it, because I was at least hoping it would be a little bit true to the original, but it's completely different than the original. Completely.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So kind of a bummer.
I thought it was maybe like kind of like a remake sort of thing is what I expected.
That's what I thought.
I didn't know much about it. But.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope. And I kind of stayed away from the reviews, because they all sucked, right? Like, nobody liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was only because of the backlash from it being a remake. Because I kind of like remakes are good, I think, sometimes. Yeah. I don't really have a problem with them remaking things. But yeah, it wasn't The Crow at all. Yeah. Which is disappointing, because I love that movie. I watched a show called Cellar Door.
Cellar Door, that sounds familiar.
It's I can't remember the guy who's in it.
Is it an 80s flick?
No, it just came out. Like, literally, it's 2024. Oh. It just came out. About this couple that they had a miscarriage, and then they wanted to get out of the city, so they went looking for a new house in this other area, and the guy who owned it, who was Lawrence Fishburne, he actually gave them the house because he didn't want to live there anymore, because he was like, a house is, it's not a home anymore. His wife passed away or something like that. So it was interesting. It was an interesting concept, but it was just all right. It wasn't super memorable. I watched The Gorge on Apple TV Plus.
Gorge, okay.
Yeah, it's got Anna Taylor. What's her name? Do you know her name? Anyways, it's these people that are basically on the either side of a gorge. They're kind of military.
Okay.
And there's something in the gorge that they need to keep away from.
Oh.
And so each one of them, they live on their own in these like kind of like towers that are supposed to be, to view the gorge and to protect, the world from anything coming out of the gorge.
Yeah.
So it was actually not bad. The story's pretty good. Storyline's pretty good. The acting's pretty good. It was very heavy on CGI, which was a little bit disappointing, but it's a great concept, because what is in the gorge is quite a good concept.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to, ruin it for anybody, but it was pretty cool.
Wow.
I did watch something on Tubi that was very different, very, 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 very low budget. And I can't remember the full name. It was Larry and the Place in the Pines or something like that.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No.
Super low budget. Like literally we could have filmed it.
Really?
Yeah, super low budget. It's like, I'm sure it was just a couple of people with this great concept. The concept is fabulous. Really, really enjoyed like the like kind of like, I guess, the script, the writing.
Yeah.
It was really good. The acting was probably not so great, because it was, I'm sure, just a bunch of friends it felt like just a bunch of friends who decided to make a movie, which was kind of cool. It's kind of a cool idea. It'd be great if that one got remade, because it was a really cool concept. Like it was really low budget and acting not so great, but I really enjoyed the premise of it.
Wow.
So if that ever got remade, that'd be probably pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just basically a guy who hates his wife, doesn't like her, doesn't enjoy being with her anymore. She's not very nice to him. She's pretty mean. She's yells at him all the time, doesn't let him do whatever he wants to, and she's just very overbearing and just loud and angry all the time. So he kills her and buries her.
Oh.
And then other stuff happens. Yeah. It was pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That does sound interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. Like, I give it huge props, because I think the story the story was really well thought out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quite liked it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely low budget. So
I'll have to write that one down after.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty decent.
Wow.
Other than that, I just watched like general TV stuff. So nothing else too interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did watch a couple of interesting movies though.
Did you?
Yeah. Dipped into the crypt a little bit.
Oh, okay. So we're going to do the crypt now, right?
Yeah. We're going to do the crypt now.
We're just going to throw it on just like that?
Throw down.
All right.
Throw down. So
okay, go ahead. You dipped in. Let's hear about it.
Killer Workout.
Ah, yes. I love it. I just happen to be wearing my
Just
Killer
happened to
Workout
be?
t-shirt. Oh,
like this wasn't planned at all?
no, not at all. I get my little fanny pack on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, repping the 80s.
What's that?
Repping the 80s.
Exactly.
Good job.
Yeah. No, I
Good job, styling.
yeah. Thank you. I like that movie. Did you want to? What are your thoughts?
Didn't really like it that much.
No, I didn't. Yeah, no.
Hate to disappoint you.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, there were some things in it that were hilarious. Like the fight scenes were so horribly funny.
Little rabbit punches when he throws the guy up against.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's great.
The punches where they're not even close to even remotely hitting each other. Like, boom. Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just messed up my mic. Jeremy, cut that out.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. There were some things. Okay. Like a diaper pin.
Yeah, well, I still
as a
not
to ruin anything.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
Just because it's so fun, but I couldn't figure out what that. Like, I still don't. I never even thought about that.
It's like a safety pin. It's a giant.
But it's a giant safety pin. Like,
it's
where
a
do you
giant
get
diaper
that?
pin for giant babies.
Yeah, it must be. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was a little bit weird.
Yeah, it is.
I don't necessarily think you could kill somebody with a giant diaper pin unless you were very precise with what you hit.
Yeah, well, to the girl in the shower that he got her, like he stabbed her a few times and she didn't fight him off, and then she stabbed him. Whoever.
Yeah, got her in the jugular or whatever, right? And that makes sense.
So but I agree with you.
Stab some guy in the head.
Yeah,
that thing wouldn't even go through your skull. Like, come on.
I know.
Like, really? Yeah,
it's B horror at its finest. This is why, like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, continue. Yeah. Keep trashing it. I love it.
I was a little turned off about the whole scene where the girl is sniffing the guy's jockstrap.
It's hilarious, right?
Ew.
Like, what is that? It's crazy.
That's exactly. What is that?
Yeah.
Why? Who thought that they should write that into a script?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Comedy gold. Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah. So that was a little bit weird. Being a true crime aficionado, the cop was picking stuff up with his bare hands.
Yes.
I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Absolutely.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's basic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was 80s. It was a different time. Maybe they didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was cheesy. I found it predictable.
Yeah.
I knew right from the get-go
who the
killer was.
Did you?
Yes. You know why?
Because that person, don't give away. Why? Or,
because she had clothes on.
What?
She was the only one that wasn't like boobs out.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But then we know why too, right?
Well, we know why, but
yeah.
As soon as she, was not dressed like anybody else, and she's the owner of this gym,
yeah.
I was like, she's a.
But to be fair, there are more than one killer in that movie, so we don't want to be. But yeah, it's true, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I mean, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
The music made me laugh.
Yeah.
Some of the outfits made me laugh, but I don't know. It's just, I mean, it was geared towards men, obviously, very obviously.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because none of the men were attractive.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Would I lie?
Well, David Pryor, his brother, Ted Pryor, the blonde guy, and he was. You didn't think he was attractive?
No, I did not.
He went on to be in like Deadly. We'll talk about that after, but he was in Deadly Prey and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, okay.
I think David Pryor or Ted. Did I
say Ted? Yeah, it should be Ted, I believe.
Whatever his name is.
Ted. Yeah, Ted Pryor. Yeah.
T. Pryor.
Yeah.
I think made a comment about all he remembers about filming that movie is hot chicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All I remember.
I've heard that. Yes.
Which I can understand.
Yeah.
It was great. It wasn't like a female empowerment show by any stretch. It was definitely for teenage boys, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not the right demographic.
But I think most of those back then kind of were, right?
A lot of them were, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean.
I think so.
Yeah. But
I didn't love it. Sorry.
What did you rate it?
4.
4?
Out of 10.
Nice. That's good. I think the IMDb is like probably 3 or 4. Well, no, maybe I think it was 5. But
I can't remember.
No, but like yes, I mean for me, that was pretty much all you were going to say about it. Yeah. Like that's kind of what I look for in not so much about the women and the aerobics and stuff, but it's just so fun, that movie for me. It's just like a real party movie. Like I really just love it because it's just so ridiculous.
Is it nostalgic for you?
No, no, not at all. I didn't see that when I was younger.
Okay.
No, just kind of stumbled across it. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like that's the kind ridiculous. Of stuff, that I just like. It's slasher. So there's slasher elements to it. And like these weird.
Can you call getting killed with a needle slashing?
Sure.
It's more like stabbing.
But, but I mean, it's a slasher flick, right?
Yeah.
But yes, it is kind of it's different, but I think that's why I always liked it. It's just sheer craziness and like those aerobic scenes and stuff. And at one point, one of the girls, I believe is Debbie, the fairly, heavily built woman there. She's kind of in the front.
Most of them were heavily built.
Yeah, this one was, okay. But
if I recall,
but she dies, and then she's later on, and she's in the next aerobic segment again. Like, I mean, this movie's.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
But they all look the same to me, quite frankly.
But,
because they didn't focus on anyone's face for the most part.
That's true. Like I've never seen anything quite like that. It's absolutely hilarious.
It's very different.
Yeah. So that's exactly like all the stuff that you didn't like about it. is why I just think it's a gem, because it's so over the top ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it just makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it with my kid, and and yeah, she was laughing and thought it was hilarious too. But that's why I thought, it was a good one to maybe check it out and just see, because I don't know, it's a party movie. I just want to get a bunch of people together and watch that flick and just laugh at all the crazy,
all the ridiculousness.
Yeah. But the weapon is ridiculous, and the fact that she's burned and all this stuff, and like the cop, like like he's picking up stuff with his bare hands and all this stuff, and the blonde guy played by Ted Pryor, they're like, it's his first day on the job. He gets the job, right? Shows up there, and next thing he just takes out the trash, literally, and then this girl pulls up. That's the girl that got killed later. What I'm saying, reappeared.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Debbie, and he starts chatting with her, and she's like, oh, really? And he gets in a fight with the other guy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, that you're rad, or whatever. And then they get in the car, and she's like, do you want to come with me on a ride somewhere? He's like, sure. This is his first day at work, and he just jumps in the car, and he's like, takes off for the day. It's absolutely ridiculous, right?
Super ridiculous.
But the aerobic scenes and that 80s music. Did you find that?
And who has a phone in their backyard? Speaking of him jumping in the car and going with her.
I know.
with their like $2 lawn furniture and a phone in the backyard.
And she's wearing like the full on aerobics, and she's like, oh, I got to go change, and comes out in this other
in a bikini.
Yeah, like was it though? I thought she got more dressed up.
Maybe she had a robe. Robe on over top of a bikini.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So, it's just a ridiculous flick, and like the spa setting, like I'm all for that. Like I brought a couple of physical media here we'll talk about, but like stuff like Death Spa, and there was a Slash Dance came out after. Like this was kind of like the first kind of spa setting movie or slasher or whatever. People say Death Spa so much. It's not. I mean, it takes place in a spa, but it's a different story. But interesting enough, in that flick,
which flick?
In Killer Workout, if you see, do you remember? Like, there's a scene when they come in because people are getting killed. And obviously, people are dying in this movie too.
Oh yeah,
and the aerobics classes continue.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
Oh yeah, nobody cares.
I mean,
nobody cares.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But at one point, these
people got to get their sweat on.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in Death Spa.
And it's in like LA, I'm assuming. So, what's more important than looks? Definitely not murder.
Yeah, it's but these kids at one scene, they come in and they graffiti the outside of the place. Yeah. And the one like writes Death Spa on the window.
I saw that.
And then 2 years later we have Death Spa. So.
Oh, is it like the same universe or the same people who
No, I don't think so. I don't think it was. But
cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of that. And I also like, there's kind of a few like red herrings, I guess not for you, because you're like the expert over here, Inspector Gadget. But there's, like the red herrings, and they show that guy at the beginning, they play a little sinister music, and
yeah.
But it's fun. Like it's cheese.
Like that, the jock sniffer guy, or the guy who owned the jock that was sniffed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just like it. It's just pure cheese. I like that 80s music. The spa setting, the fight scenes are ridiculous.
The music was hilarious because I think like there's not even words to half of it.
No,
other than like sweat, work out, or some shit like that. It's pretty funny.
It's true.
Yeah.
And even the coroners, I don't know if you remember, like every scene they're like showing up, and he's like, "I'll be back tomorrow." And every scene they're there with a little white bag, and they carry the body out. Like it's kind of a funny thing. So.
I probably would have laughed more if I didn't watch it by myself. Like if we watched it together, I probably would have laughed more.
Yeah. It's just fun. So I've always liked that one. And I mean, so I brought these along. This was the Ted Pryor. This was the slasher video Blu-ray actually. I don't know, show this at the end, but I'm not show it now.
Cool. A little shiny.
Is it a little? Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, if you guys want to just tune in and check out the YouTube video on this, you can see what we're looking at here. But that's the Blu-ray.
Pretty much tells you everything you need to know about it.
Pretty much. And it just, I wish we could get a better print of this, but apparently it was lost or something. And so that's kind of what it is. But
so that was the like tracking and stuff in the VHS supposed to be there?
Was it in the movie?
Yeah, there's like tracking.
Yeah, I think they just ripped that right off the VHS. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure if it was like maybe on purpose.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Just low budget. I mean, they shot this thing in 3 weeks, I think, or something like that too.
Yeah,
and
something
just
like
was really, really low. But yeah. And of course, how did I even mention this? I mean, it was originally, it was or is called Aerobicide in UK, right? Cool title. Some people think that's a better title. Maybe it is. I mean, it's kind of
it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Killer workout. Yeah. But yeah, a great flick. Well, what did you think of, what was her name again? Marsha Carr, the lead actress there. It's pretty over the top, some of this acting in this, or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
She didn't stand out. Nobody in the movie stood out for me, honestly.
No,
not really.
Okay. And then, I brought this along too. Now this is like a bootleg thing that I made, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, a little pink case and stuff, because it's one of my favorites, guys. Like I would highly recommend checking this out.
Watch it at least once.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. There, I'll just hand you this. Recording that, but it's just kind of a blank tape that I ended up. I thought I had a label on there, but I don't. But yeah, just kind of a thing I always wanted. This is pretty expensive to buy this now. I think if you were to track it down on eBay, like some of these titles,
like they actually have it in VHS to track it down on eBay.
Pardon?
They actually have it on VHS to track it down on eBay.
Yeah. Yeah, like it is. It's. I think it's like over $100 or something. Kind of ridiculous.
What? It probably cost them less to make it.
Probably. The whole movie? Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it did. Yeah. So, but yeah, I always liked this. I'm like, I kind of like. I have a huge VHS collection, but this one, like, I don't even know if I want to spend on that. And I had this pink case. I'm like, I'll just make this like a killer workout kind of 80s thing. And
honestly, it kind of fits with that movie,
right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I did bring Death Spa along. And that is the tagline. You'll sweat blood.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's great. This guy gets his arms ripped off by like one of those,
machines. One of those army machine things.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this one, we can maybe talk about that some other time, but
yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
You should. It's a good one.
I don't know. Your taste might be questionable, but
okay. Well, yeah.
But I'm willing to give it a go. Absolutely. I love obscure, different, stuff people haven't heard of. So,
I mean,
I'm down.
I feel like you might actually like that more. It's just kind of a neat story. It's kind of different.
It actually has a story because the other one didn't really.
It does, yeah. Well, it's a slasher. Slashers don't have a story. That's the story. Slashers
have story. There's lore behind slashers.
There's huge lore in Killer Workout, actually, when you find out what happened to that chick and like why she's doing this and stuff. And then the other killer that's in the movie that we didn't even talk about because we don't want to wreck the complete movie for you guys, right? But
it came out in the 80s. We can wreck it. There's no spoilers here. Come on.
All right. But I mean, in case somebody wants to go back.
Yeah.
I mean, I get you. But okay. So that's what that was one of the movies from the vault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it.
Okay, good.
See what you thought about it.
Yeah.
See why you liked it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I might watch it again tonight. Who knows? But
it lulls you to sleep every night.
Oh, it does. It does.
You brush your teeth, hang out with your bidet, and then
exactly.
And then watch your little aerobicide video.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I think that's always been will always be a favorite of mine. Just I like the fun. It's so lighthearted and ridiculous.
Yeah, lighthearted is good. I like lighthearted.
Like I like a lot of cheese stuff too. Maybe we can talk about it some other time. But like
cheese is good. I like cheese.
Like stuff like what the heck is it? I don't know. Just give me one. Like oh my God,
Hatchet.
Well, Hatchet, yeah. But,
love Hatchet.
Yeah, that's a great flick.
Yeah, love it.
The whole series is good.
It's super cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant, and the kills are just so good.
Oh yeah, there's no safety pins in there or anything like that.
No, I think there's belt sanders.
I think so.
Maybe, yeah.
Reaching down somebody's throat to grab a cell phone out, or no, up through was up. He pushes it up through. I can't remember.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. I need to revisit.
Yeah, there's some good stuff out there.
Hatchet's great, and it's like it's B horror, but yeah, awesome. I like it.
Nice. Well. So the other one we did was one that you wanted to sort of dig out of the vault.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys, one of my all-time favorites.
Wow.
Yeah. It just takes me back. It's so nostalgic for me. Mm-hmm. I just love it. The soundtrack. I mean, if I could sing, I'd be singing the whole soundtrack all the time.
Okay. You want to do a little first couple bars of Cry Little Sister?
No, because I can't sing.
Okay.
Yes. But I sing it anyway, but in the privacy of my own home. when nobody's listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
One of those. Yeah, you don't need to hear like sounds of cats dying.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But yeah, no, I adore that movie so much. I don't know, right from the get-go, the soundtrack, the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Sexy saxophone guy.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Cracks me up.
Yeah, that's still that kind of everybody knows that, and it's just so hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this before you get into it.
Yes.
Is it more about the soundtrack that you enjoy this movie, or is it a combination? Like, I feel like, first of all, I think a lot of women like this movie, and guys do too. But I feel like chicks that I know, they like this movie, or they love it. I mean, sorry. And guys are like, yeah, I like it. And I want to get into that because I don't know why. That's just a vibe I get. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But that's sort of what I feel. And I also don't know if it's the music and the soundtrack that people really, really tied. I mean, most movies, you take the soundtrack or the score out and it's not the same.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wonder if that's more nostalgic is the music or the film or the combination, or if I'm just making this up. I don't know.
I for me, it's all of it.
Okay.
I like all of it. I like this story. I like the humor in it. I like the acting. I mean, I'm not going to say that like a lot of women, you probably think like it because of like the people that are in it, right?
Well, maybe. Or
like, I'm not a huge Jason Patrick fan. I wasn't like a Corey Haim fan or anything like that. You know, I mean, Kiefer Sutherland's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think he plays a really good vampire too, though.
Yeah, no,
like,
he does.
He like when he goes full vampire, when he's angry, when they're killing him, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. But I like the humor. I like I don't know. Yeah, it really like pretty much all of it worked for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can see why maybe you're not so keen on it.
Like, it's a good movie. I like it, but it's not ever been one of my favorites. But then I don't know if I'm like, okay, I did like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. I like that movie a lot, but it's probably something to do with Christy Swanson.
Probably.
But
don't feel the same way about Jamie Gertz?
Oh, but yeah, I do like her. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. For me, vampire thing isn't quite like. But I did like From Dusk Till Dawn and stuff like that too. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's maybe part of it. Like, I think, but like Interview with the Vampire. Like, I like Bram Stoker's Dracula. I like that too. But like, I wouldn't watch it all the time. It's not my favorites. I know this is a different movie. But
yeah. Are you more of a slasher fan?
I am.
And less of a vampire fan.
But I think, I think it's partly like, even with, I was thinking about this last night in preparation for this a little bit. Like, for me, there's like a Jason, whatever, Michael Myers, but even later on, like, we kind of learned there's a little bit of a supernatural thing. And to me, that sort of always taints it for me. And I'll say, I love Terrifier, but I wish he almost wasn't supernatural a little bit. And that takes me out of it a bit.
Yeah. Terrifier 3 took me out of it a little bit because of it was so heavily into that whole supernatural thing. Like, and I don't mind supernatural movies at all. It just, I mean, I just really liked it as just being a crazy, weird killer clown.
Yeah. And I think, like that's, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't even brought this up, but that's, if I was saying it's not one of my favorite movies, and I know a lot of people think Lost Boys is and stuff, and it's great, but I've never been a huge vampire guy, I think is what I've kind of come to realize. Yeah. But the reason is because there's that little bit of, like, I know that it's not real. So, but a guy walking around with a hammer killing somebody could be.
Yeah, I get that.
So that, so even like, later with Myers and stuff, I was like, oh man, there's that little bit of, thorn curse thing. Yeah, maybe. But maybe that's why I'm not such a huge vampire fan in general. But I think I'm being ridiculous talking about this like this anyways, because it is a great flick. It's fun. I do see it more of as like a comedy horror.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
I think it's more of a comedy horror. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Are you more of a, have you seen, is it Wes Craven's Vampires?
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah, that's almost more of a slasher.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, like there's everybody has their thing, and like I just prefer like a killer guy wandering around.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Or a woman or whatever it is, like murdering somebody.
Yeah.
But the vampire, the sort of, and I like I like romantic movies and like rom-coms and all this stuff.
What are those?
Yeah, well, you're not a big fan.
Nah, hard pass.
But
they're faker to me than a serial killer walking around.
You might be right.
Yeah.
But I think that's maybe why, looking back, like this sort of romantic vampire vibe, not a huge thing, but I wonder if it's more women are into that too, just because of the romance.
I mean, definitely, I'm not one of those women.
No.
Like, I refuse to watch Twilight or anything like that. I'm just not down with that. I don't want my example. Yeah. I don't want my vampires to be nice and to have romance. I want them to be like, blood sucking vampires.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want them to be falling in love and stuff like that. Like, even Interview with the Vampire is kind of like that too, right? Yeah. Like, it kind of leans towards the whole, I don't know if it's, not so much romance, but a little bit romance. And the new one, like the new series, leans more heavily on that. But it's just not my jam.
Yeah.
I want to see people die violently. That's my jam.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, looks like we found the right podcast for us. But it's a great flick, and there's some good stuff in there. Did you have any trivia or anything? I can't remember. We were talking about stuff before, and I can't remember what else we were going to say about it.
Yeah, no, I don't think I had any real trivia. Oh, one little fun fact.
Yes.
You watched it recently, right?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
There's a poster of Rob Lowe on the door. I had that poster when I was growing up.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm like, that looks familiar to me. It wasn't on my door.
It was on my door.
But
had I known you back then, maybe I did. I don't really know. I don't remember. You would have seen it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I had that poster.
Oh, that's probably
that's about the extent of my trivia.
Okay. You had a poster. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, okay, so this is the one thing. Mm-hmm. Like, that whole noodles and like rice thing. Like, did that actually happen? Or is David putting that into his
mind meld? Yeah. No, it's David putting ideas in his head.
Like, it didn't like turn it into that and then turn it back.
No.
I don't know why I thought that, but
why would you think that?
Well, I guess I don't know. I just crossed my mind. All right?
Yeah. No. I don't.
That's what I thought, but
because then why would he change it?
Well, no, but then why were they eating regular food? That was my next thing. Like, it's like David's eating like.
Yeah, that's true, because they shouldn't be eating food at all, right?
Yeah. See, pretty good question.
There you go. That's a really good question.
Anybody, let us know.
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland, please reach out to us and let us know.
Yeah.
Why David was eating noodles.
Yeah, noodles, worms, or the noodles and rice versus worms and maggots.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I always kind of wondered that.
I never even thought about that. Like, literally never even thought about that.
And then, so.
That's a really excellent point, actually. There you go. Plot hole.
Yeah. And then, have you seen the sequels to this movie? I think Tribe was 2008, and then 2010 was The Thirst.
I don't know if I saw The Thirst. I think I saw Tribe, and I think it was so terrible I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like, I literally don't remember anything about it. Like, not anything about it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of seem to remember the same thing. Like, watched it and I just kind of forgot about it. And, but I thought I'd ask because I know you're a big fan. But
yeah, no. No.
Yeah. Well, I did. I don't know when the last time you watched it on VHS is, but I did bring a copy along.
VHS, I would have watched it probably in like the late 80s.
Really?
I'm assuming.
That's the original tape there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. The old
that is so cool.
Warner Home Video had that little green bar around the back and on the side that says horror. And actually, Black Christmas, I believe, was Warner Bros., which was kind of weird.
Was that a thing that they did? Like the green?
Yeah, for horror. And then
really?
It was like kind of color coded.
How did I not know that?
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty cool. It's a nice clean. Well, this is like this isn't like a rental. This was like a nice clean copy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I just thought I'd bring it along just for fun. Just sitting on the shelf.
Cool.
No, I did watch the Blu-ray, but I brought that along, and then copy of the 2-disc DVD, which is kind of cool. The Blu-ray had different artwork on it. No, maybe this does have the same.
I feel like all the ones had the same artwork.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like.
What I don't like is a lot of these.
That's what vampires should look like.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So all the extra features that are from this were ported onto the Blu-ray. So there's like a second disc on here, but they moved it all to the Blu-ray.
Okay, gotcha.
But so what I don't like, what I was going to say is that some of these, now when they put them out, they use like a different cover. And even some of these, some of the ones like we've been talking about, like even some of these artists that are doing the shirts and stuff with Fright Rags and stuff. Fright Rags, feel free to send us your shirts. We'll wear them and display them here.
Fright Rags?
Fright Rags right there.
Represent.
But they changed the artwork, and like with these modern artwork, like this, was it Earl Cass Jr. What's the other guy that does some of the...
Ghoulish Gary?
Pardon?
Ghoulish Gary?
Ghoulish Gary. Yeah, there's a few other guys that do some of these. Maybe he doesn't do the covers. I don't know.
I think he's done because he did the cover of Teen Wolf. I think the new cover of Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like sometimes they're good, but
Gary Pullen.
Like it's good artwork. But I always just like the poster on the because that's what I remember, right? Like,
there are some exceptions to the rule.
You see this, and this is what you remember.
Yeah, you know exactly what it is.
So,
but there's some exceptions to the rule.
Are there?
True Romance.
Oh, you got me on that one. Okay, there's one exception. I can't think of another one.
If I can off the top of my head think of one exception, then there's got to be more.
I am with you 100%. That is one of the worst posters of all time.
Yes. 100%.
Greatest movie of all time.
Which is why I do not own that poster.
Yeah.
But if they had the heart with the cherubs,
that's all they need.
Then I would 100% own that poster.
And that poster, I believe, exists in other countries as an original one sheet. I think I'll have to check. I can't remember. I have the one you're talking about, the white one.
Yeah,
and I don't have it up. And it's both of our favorite movie.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable. And yeah, that's a disappointing. The white
super disappointing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not down with the yeah. So there's a big exception to the rule. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. So you never know. But I mean, if you have something classic like Lost Boys, why would you mess with it, right?
I agree.
They absolutely should have messed with True Romance, and they did, and they made it better.
Well, actually, the poster, but you know what? The DVD that first came out, the flipper disc DVD with the little, the flipper disc guys, that actually has a picture of him on the front with a gun and Alabama on there as well on that original DVD. And then the actual DVD too. Okay, that's getting ridiculous, but we're movie geeks, eh?
Yeah.
So the DVD set that came out after did say True Romance, and it had the cherub on the cover of the DVD. But the poster itself, I agree. The original poster. Was that what you were saying originally? Yeah, the poster.
So you're talking about poster art and
putting the poster art. Yeah, sorry.
Cover art. Yeah.
So they actually got it right. They put the proper thing on the DVD, like a better cover. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the only DVD I've owned of that one was the cherub, which was brilliant.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. So that's that as far as covers and stuff go. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But it is true. Right? Like to some degree, it's nice to see the original artwork on some of these.
It is.
Like a lot of these Arrow video discs from the UK and Vinegar Syndrome's does that. They'll do like a special slipcase designed by so-and-so, limited, 2000. And they're cool, but at least on the inside, they'll preserve, like you can take out the artwork, flip it around, and then put it in and have the original, which I usually do.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
That's good.
So they give you a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
But some of them they don't, and I'm like, geez, I don't know.
Yeah.
How I feel about that. But.
Yeah. I don't have that problem anymore because I don't do physical media anymore.
Yeah,
but, I get it.
Yeah. So that's that.
Excellent.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you, maybe before we go, we should just quickly read out what's coming out next week on physical media, since you don't collect it and I do.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well,
what's coming out?
So we've got, I have to write these down because I can't memorize them, but March 18th. So, we'll have Shout Factory's actually releasing Evil Dead in a 4K steelbook.
Ooh.
Now, I'll be honest, I think I have maybe 2 4K discs. I don't have a 4K player. But I think I have Miami Connection.
What is Miami Connection?
Write it down.
Is it porn?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
just checking.
It is a low budget, like a crazy party movie. Just about these like 2 warring gangs, like karate, like gang kind of thing.
That's another thing we watched. Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta watch
sidebar.
I gotta watch season 6 of that now. Well, I still have 1 episode left of season 5.
Oh man, catch up.
I know. Well, after we talked about it, that's why I started watching it again. I looked because I just happened to have a download of it somewhere. So I had to realize I downloaded it 2 years ago, and so it's been on the USB stick for 2 years.
Oh man.
So
It's so nostalgic.
But I do buy the DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching it, on a USB, but I do actually have season 1 to 4. So I will buy season 5 as well.
Yeah.
Legit. But yeah, so 4K. Oh, Miami Connection. Yes.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
That is the ultimate. That and Samurai Cop are 2 great, killer workout kind of thing, but they're not horror. They're just like ridiculous, cheesy 80s. Like I can't describe them to you.
Are they anything like Maniac Cop?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a 80s, the worst, like so bad it's good movie.
Okay.
If you know, you know. I know there's guys out there. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Like write in the comments or send us an email, whatever. These movies are great. And so I have a little section of these movies at home. Yeah. Samurai Cop. That one. There's another great one by David Pryor who did Killer Workout called, oh my goodness. It's just, these girls with like machine guns going off in the jungle. It's ridiculous. But just imagine.
Is it called Girls in the Jungle with Machine Guns?
No, it's something like Manhunters. But then he had Ted Pryor is also in Deadly Prey, which is one of the other worst movies of all time kind of thing. Okay. Like people like are into that stuff. They just really dig these movies because they're so ridiculous. But yeah, Miami Connection, wicked music, like in Killer Workout, and just it just takes place in Miami. These 2 warring karate kind of gangs, and they're one's like a band at the same time, so they sing these like really 80s songs. It's ridiculous. Shut up. So good. We'll watch the trailer after this. It's priceless.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So great, and the soundtrack's great.
Sounds fabulous.
So unfortunately, that was my 4K that I have, by the way. That's what I was getting at. So I have that in 4K and something else. Wow,
it seems like it's really important to have that one in 4K.
Well, no, because it came with the Blu-ray, and that's that. And I think the other 4K I have is Deadly Games, the Christmas.
The Christmas one.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So
anyway. I'd never heard of it. And one of those like surprise, you put it on, you're like have very low hopes for it.
Yeah.
And hey, it's awesome. I love that. I love it when you find hidden gems.
I really like that one a lot. That's one of my favorites now.
Cool.
But yeah, so Evil Dead's coming out on the 18th, March 18th, 4K and maybe it's just a 4K Steelbook actually, or it might be 4K and the Steelbook coming out.
Evil Dead's awesome.
Then we got Dexter Original Sin, Steelbook and regular Blu-ray, but I think that might be Canada only. And then Universal's releasing Wolfman in 4K, which I believe this is the
Lee Winnell one?
Nah, this is like the mainstream, the Universal one. Was that?
Yeah, Lee Winnell did that.
Okay.
Did the mainstream one. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he did Invisible Man as well.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's out on the 18th as well. So yeah, just some stuff. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff, but I mean, this is like horror kind of genre stuff, and there's some other cool stuff coming down. Weeks ahead. We can go over that next week. But
cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. So what got you started in horror?
Oh boy. For me. Probably, let me just think back here. How long do we have?
I don't know.
Seriously. Let's see. What got me started in horror? Well, I remember probably around 1980 going to see at the drive-in Piranha and the Changeling.
Changeling is such a classic.
I was a really, really young kid and being in the backseat of the station wagon kind of and all that stuff. And my cousin who was older than me was like horrified and scared. And like, maybe I don't remember if I was supposed to be watching it or not. Probably not, but like just bring the kids or whatever.
But why would you bring your kids and not expect that they're going to watch it?
Hey, like that
makes no sense.
My parents were weird. Okay. I mean, I have no idea. I could tell you some stories. I've told you some stories, but haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one or two. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Somehow we just, I was going to say that probably leads to my obsession with the movie Angel, but we'll get into that another time.
I got to revisit that one actually. I remember really liking it.
We'll watch that together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good one.
Yeah. I got to revisit it for sure.
But yeah, I think watching The Changeling and Piranha, I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. But I had probably seen Jaws beforehand because I think Jaws 2 was before that. And I remember seeing that in a theater.
Okay.
So, and then like Barracuda came out.
You were just a baby.
Like literally.
Yeah.
And then Barracuda came out in like 1978. I remember seeing that. I remember the theater. I remember the full thing.
Wow.
The first
How
scene,
do you remember stuff from that long ago?
This flipper floating up with like a shredded leg in it. You know that scene from Barracuda. So probably, I always thought it was Changeling and Piranha until we just recently were talking about like Jaws and stuff. So that's kind of how. And then
Yeah.
just a teenager, had a TV in my room. I was lucky, kind of like Johnny Depp there in Nightmare on Elm Street. But I was younger, sitting on the bed watching whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd actually watch Nightmare on Elm Street over and over and over, like every day.
Cool.
So those are kind of my main things.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I don't know. I've got a terrible memory, so I don't remember exactly, but I just remember it's always been part of my life. Like my mom got me into it. She'd always loved that kind of thing. And I don't know. I just feel like I always watched it. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom was big into movies where people die violently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't buy it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but honestly, I don't remember any specifics. Like I feel like the earliest actual specific memory I have about horror was probably when I was like 11 or 12. So, but I've got a terrible memory, so I don't remember a lot. But that one I definitely remember because my brother and I started watching it. I think I don't know if we rented it or what we did because we were watching it in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother, who's older, decided he wanted to go out with his friends. Thanks, James. Left me in the house. I can't not watch the end of a movie because if whatever's, out there getting people, it's still out there if I don't watch the end of the movie, right? I don't see any resolution, so it's still around.
Sure.
In my brain. So my brother left me alone in the house and I had to rearrange the furniture in the living room to watch the show because I had to make sure that my chair was directly in front of the TV with as few angles where something could come get me.
Yes.
So I was literally was backed up into a corner so I could watch the TV. And then if anything was coming at me, it had to come at me straight on. It couldn't come at me from behind or from the left or right. So yeah. So if I'm traumatized at all, it's thanks to my brother. So thanks, James.
Well, I get that though. Hey.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah. But that's definitely the most vivid memory I have when I was younger growing up watching something like that. Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll wrap it up.
All right. You've been listening to Gore Next Door with Vincent Giallo and Lola Graves. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for updates and behind-the-scenes posts. New episodes are available on YouTube or wherever you find your podcasts.